Hi friends, I'm Scott Giles and welcome to Power Talk, my podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. I cover topics related to spirituality, hypno-coaching, and the hypnotic arts and sciences generally. If you would like to know more about my professional work, check out my website, which I'll tag at the end of this video. Today I want to talk about setting personal standards for how to live one's life. My thoughts turn in this direction because I make this podcast on Christmas Day, 2021. We're about to cross into the new year. In fact, I'm not in my usual working uniform because momentarily I'll be getting into the pulpit at Countryside Church here in Palatine, Illinois. My personal custom every year, as the Yuletide and New Year approaches, in addition to the usual professional end-of-year analysis and planning, is to take a look at the arc of my life and relationships, looking for ways to improve on mistakes I may have made that need correction or just growing edges that would benefit by a little more attention. It seems to me, and this is something I noticed a long time ago, is that an awful lot of people do not live intentionally. Unlike Henry David Thoreau, who wrote in his book Walden about his desire to live in a purposeful way, most people don't. They just kind of glide through life taking the path of least resistance or doing what social expectations say they should do. Thoreau would write, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and to see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not when I came to die, to discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to live that which was not life. Living is so dear, nor did I wish to practice resignation unless it was quite necessary. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put to rout all that was not life, to cut a broad swath and shave close, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms." And so he went off to live for a time in a cabin by the Lake Walden. Now, most people don't do anything like this. They go through their life sort of half asleep, doing what others expect rather than what they want to do, and often professing to values that do not actually inform their behavior. As a clergy person, I have been with a lot of people as they reach the end of their lives. It's extremely common for people in that circumstance to face the end of their life with regret. Mostly the regret is not about things that they feel guilty about, but it's about where they let themselves down. They wanted to be a certain kind of person, and they realize that they missed the mark. Now that experience showed me that I never wanted that to happen to me. So I reflected on how to avoid it. And here are some tips on what I came up with. First, think them through and know what your personal standards are. Be realistic. Don't aim for perfection because that is unobtainable. No human is perfect. It's been said that the perfect is the enemy of the good, meaning that if you try to be perfect, chasing that impossible goal will result in you not doing a lot of the good that you might otherwise have had time to do. So don't set your standards on perfection. Strive for the obtainable goal of being pretty good. I try to be a good enough person. I make a conscious effort to be generous and compassionate, but the goal is to be good at that, not perfect. I try to be a good enough minister, hypnotist, husband, animal guardian, martial artist, cook, and so on. So first, know what your personal standards truly are. Not because someone told you that's what they should be, but because it's really important to you, and make sure they are realistic and obtainable. Second, always make an honest effort to be the sort of person you want to be. Now, not everything is going to be under your control. In fact, not even most things. You will make mistakes and mess up some of the time, and you can just have bad luck. But nothing can ever stop you from making an honest effort to do what you think you should. You may fail because of things outside of your control, but if you truly tried your best, that is good enough. You will not get to your deathbed with a lot of regrets. Third, know what is really important to you and give that a priority when you set your standards for what you want to achieve. We all have to do things that are not really important, but we're still obligated to do them. Cut the grass, wash the windows, get the laundry done, and so on. Few, if any, people have such things as their top priority. So when they think through their goals and their personal standards, as of tip number 1, doing the laundry is not likely to be way up there at the top of the list. Instead, get these little things out of the way as efficiently as possible, but keep your focus where it belongs, on what you've decided you truly want for yourself. If you really want to be a well-read person, if that is your personal standard or one of them for living a good life, then reading is more important than getting the dishes done. Yeah, you're going to have to do them at some point, but the book should get your highest quality energy, not the roasting pan. Finally, the last tip I can offer about setting personal standards that will comfort you at the end of your life is to know when you have enough. In his book, Catch 22, writer Kurt Vonnegut describes a conversation about a billionaire. The character says he, the billionaire, I've got something that he can never have. And what on earth could that be? Was the response. The knowledge that I've got enough. If your life is reasonably happy, if you have reasonable comforts, don't waste energy worrying about what you do not have. Because if you start lusting after every shiny thing you can imagine, you'll find there's no bottom to that urge. You can never have enough to be satisfied because there will always be something more. Instead, know when to declare victory and enjoy what you have. So, as the year turns, these are the tips I offer about how to set personal standards that will help you enjoy your life, keep a healthy but not an unhealthy challenge, and get to the end content. First, know what your standards are. Choose them yourself. Don't let others tell you what you want. Second, make an honest effort to live up to your standards, recognizing that everyone messes up some of the time. What matters most is the intent and effort. Third, once you've chosen your standards, be sure you prioritize them and give them time, even at the cost of letting some less important things slide. Fourth, Know when you've won enough and should be happy with what you have. Sure, always try to improve and better yourself, but know when to set a reasonable limit on that and enjoy what you have. So hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I invite you to join me. It does help if you let others know about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe. If I can be of help to you, feel free to reach out through my website, Patreon channel, or email. Stay well and stay safe, and have a fantastic new year.